Wellington is known as the cafe capital of New Zealand, with an array of places to go for excellent local coffee and freshly made goods from the cabinet food. So when you do decide to eat or drink while you visit Wellington, as to me, it's a good idea to get acquainted and familiar with yourself with the many best city restaurants. So many to list here, but these are my best of the recommendations, and where you can find them will be in the description, as well as in hopefully a map around each of the ones I'm going to be recommending for you today. And I'm hoping as this little mini tour guide for you will be of use for you as well, to help you a little bit with the info and where it's located and what they're well known for and so on and so forth, because obviously some are old, some are new for these cafes and restaurants I'm going to be sharing, but they'll be still well deserved to be on any foodie's itinerary list as you go and travel around New Zealand or around Wellington, is exactly if you are planning your trip down to Wellington. So basically, welcome back, Chameleons. As you can see, I'm doing the Wellington trip that I did based on the late New Year's between the January 4th and the 6th, 2023 with FireTheLier. And I'm hoping that in saying this, that you're enjoying them so far, because as I said, hopefully, even though we're nearing the end, this is the second to last part of the mini 4 series that I'm introducing to you all, so that you can, get a glimpse of it. If you haven't seen the very first one, I suggest that if you want to do it now or after this video that I'm sharing with you, if you're landed on this one in particular, that it will be in the iCard above me and in the description box below me, as well as saying this also, that some of the other bits and pieces, such as the second one I did, was just a quick short tourist attractions in Wellington that you may be interested in seeing. And there are a few activities you can do in Wellington, which I forgot to link a website where you can find some activities, because some will be either known as in the Book Me website or app. This is basically just a tour guide or something like that along the way for you guys to, go and look into for any activities of interest for you, be it if it's just, like I said, if you're into doing things like the Museum of Te Papa, is well known for and accredited for showcasing certain art many times a year based on everyday New Zealand subjects and history line of things versus everything else. And in saying this, also when I went around the harbour, there were some history bits and pieces that you could learn about, as well as also in saying that Wellington Harbour especially is known for the ferries, as you've seen, and also present for the latest video of. So, and no further ado, before I continue also on to this tour guide, again, welcome to the new ones on my channel. Hopefully you'll find something of interest you based on what I share. Just a quick brief overview of who I am. I'm Aspie Answers. I'm a host on my podcast channel, as well as in saying that I'm an advocate, navigator, navigating through life through autism, mental health, and my newest diagnosis, ADHD. And in saying this, I give you tips and advice along the way, as well as hopefully sharing my lived experiences, fun and game, maybe a little more travel around New Zealand, hopefully, pending how time goes this year especially, along with just any other things in between that is of interest to me that could be of value to you, that is related to health and science and everything else in general. So if you're into any of these and more, feel free to smash that subscribe button on the bottom right corner and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. So I usually, as I said, post on a daily, but that may subject to change. But again, just bear in mind, keep the notification bell turned on so that when I do post it, you'll see it quick, smart, when it's now live. Welcome back, Chameleons. Wellington, which I'm hoping to bring out is right now based on the mini series on like the new eat that you can go for the restaurant, some of the cafes and coffees and so on and so forth. So if you're into any of these, as well as me doing as mental health versus ADHD and autism videos as your advocate navigator, push that subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner. That'll be much appreciated. So this one, as I said, it's going to be a mini series, and this one's all about the new spot you can try of restaurants in and around Wellington and on the outskirts of Wellington, because as you know, Wellington is a big busy city in New Zealand, obviously known for coffees, restaurants, cocktails, you name it. I'm guaranteeing that Wellington most likely be the place to be, but as I said before in my previous video, I've noticed a few changes in certain areas of Wellington that has closed down. So as I said, this one's a new spot to try, so let's begin this. And just based on this is just based on my recommendations. There'll be many others out there might recommend different places, so bear with me in it as well in saying this, because obviously, everybody has their own opinion as well, and it depends on where you're wanting to go, obviously, because again, there's so much out there for you guys to try. The very first restaurant I want to address you of the new spot is Pizza. This one serves a variety of meat in large plates with lots of vegan option platters, as well as your vegetarian gluten-free options that are available. Tiers to the ones that are, you know, vegetarians, vegans and what have you. This is a great spot to go because obviously this one is well known for their Middle Eastern inspired dishes, as well as being a Middle Eastern inspired restaurant that started life as a pop-up, hence the name that has been given, which in Turkish it means short. But it was so popular the owner decided to find a permanent home in Wellington, and now Kisa has cemented its place in the capital's culinary scene with a stylish 90-seat restaurant on Cuba Street in Wellington. The menu is made for sharing, obviously, featuring Moorish dip paired with your house-made pita, fresh and flavoured packed meze as shared. And then you've got the larger plates such as your shawarma, spiced lamb shoulder, and so on and so forth. Next on the list is your shark street. This one is known as an Indian street affair for your food that serves tapas style, that's offering from the neat little eatery that you can see nestled amid Victoria Street in Wellington in the near the boutique section. Chef Vallabhav Vishan ensures every morsel is packed with flavour, from the paprika described as Indian style nachos to the Kashmiri kante, which is your lamb pan tossed with onions, tomatoes and chili. The drinks are equally mouth-popping. Think chili margaritas and bubblegum martinis. Next on the list of my recommendations for you all is Concord. Hospitality hero Sean Golding, as well as Shepherd Elliott, the duo behind the game-changing restaurant Shepherd, has joined forces yet again, gracing the city what Chef Elliott has described as a luxury European bistro crossed with the New York steakhouse. The menu is all about the classics, from your shrimp cocktail to your steak tartare to the perfect cheeseburger, and best of all, the mains comes with bottomless pit of fries. Next on the list is Fred's Sandwiches. This is located in Cuba Street. This Cuba Street sandwich shop has elevated the humble lunch double to an art form, coming up with some of the tastiest possible combos between these two dishes. The chicken sandwich has already achieved iconic status. It consists of an enormous piece of schnitzel flavored with Japanese spices, served in fresh white loaf with shredded iceberg lettuce and pickled mayo. Next on the list is your August Eatery. This is housed in a pretty art-roofed venue on Taranaki Street of Wellington. Wellington, obviously, as you can tell, has no shortage of brilliant brunch spots, but if you are after something a little different from your usual branch of your eggs Benny, head to this highly gammable Taranaki Street venue that you can try their tasty delicacies. The Mediterranean inspired menu they offer features dishes like Istanbul egg and Iraqi French toast, while the cabinets are stocked with cheese scones and donuts that are right up here with the city's best, obviously. And it depends on if you're wanting your sharp food versus your cabinet food, shall we say, versus just something on the menu like many others. And these restaurants in Wellington, first on the list is Little Penang. Little Penang's roti and curry is a great value for money, as well as your great value for a meal. Don't get me wrong. While Wellington is home to several amazing Malaysian restaurants, like many others, most locals will point you in the right direction, or the direction to this one on Victoria Street in Wellington. There's also an outlet on the terrace of Wellington. What sets Little Penang apart is that it specialises in Peranakan or Nonya food, which ingredients are imported from their homelands of Malaysia. That gives each of the dish their distinctive taste. The miri goreng is always a crowd pleaser, but you really can't go wrong because obviously most of the food or all of the food is all good. Next on the list for the casual classics, a taste of home. On any given lunchtime or dinner time, this Vivian Street nook is crammed with hungry customers. You're either waiting for takeaways or hunt over big bowls of noodles on one of the coveted bull spa stalls. Try their signature Yolpo main dish that I suggest to you guys as a recommendation, which is made with hand-pulled noodles, or just go for the spicy Sichuan style dan dan noodles, depending on your spice flavors, delicacies, because obviously this one is known for their spicy kind of food. Next on the list of recommendations is your 1154 Pastaria. Obviously this one is on the corner of Cuba Street and Ghazni Street of Wellington. Grab a seat by the window at this lively Cuba Street restaurant spot and settle in for some of the pasta with a side of people watching you as you're maybe sitting near the window, so to speak. All pasta is made daily in-house by their chef, and there are also vegan and gluten-free options too for those that are having a dietary requirement that needed, as well as all your classics, like starting from your bolognese or carbonara range. They also have regular specials. Thursdays is known for their gnocchi night, and on Sundays they do have a hearty pasta bake. So again, it depends on if you're into your Italiano kind of style meals, that this is the place to be. So that is the next one of the recommendations to require. Obviously this is known for their Nashville style buttermilk chicken, or fried wings, more to the point, their flagship item in their restaurant. Fried chicken fans are sport for choice in Wellington, but if you like with a kick, head straight to this Nashville joint style shop that is located on Victoria Street. Have you sandwich in a sandwich or in a bucket or in one of the tempting sides that they can offer you. The jalapeno mac and cheese alone will have have you coming back for more. If you really love that sort of spice tolerancy, you can also choose the spice level from their cayenne to the Carolina Reaper. So it depends on the level of spice, again, how you can tolerate it. Fancy our favorite try. So the very first one I want to recommend to you all today is a Vita. You don't get to choose what you eat when you sit down in this tiny little territory of workers cottage in Arrow Valley, and that's the fun of it. Instead, you are presented with a handwritten menu completed with your name on it. That tells us the 3 courses you'll be enjoying that night, along with some optional add-ons. This approach might make fussy diners nervous, however, but the folks at Rita are so good at what they do, you'll be well rewarded for taking the gamble if you're one of the fussier eaters or just ones that, you know, are trying out something new. Put it that way. Next on the list is Shepherd. Shepherd is known for its playful take on fine dining. Havana's Landway, obviously it's located in, it's packed full of foodie gems, but there's no doubt this restaurant is a jewel of the crown. Shepherd is tricky to describe, as the menu is similarly will leaving you scratching your head all over, with dishes like savoury cream custard and desserts with miso, but you'll soon find that what may sound weird is in fact wonderful and tasty. They're also open for brunch on weekends, and a menu is just as epic, with everything from truffled mushroom on toast to fried chicken sandwiches fed with enormous mimosas and Bloody Mary is an offer. Next on the list, Highwater Eatery. Highwater Eatery is a spot at any time of day to dine and bear in mind. On the lower end of Cooper Street, and this is the stylish all-day eatery that looks something straight out of a place in Melbourne, Australia. It's the sort of place you can visit for all sorts of occasions, whether it's a laid-back brunch with your family and friends at the weekend, a midweek business lunch with your work colleague, or just perching at the bar with a glass of wine from their natural focus list and some oysters to pair it with. But for the ultimate foodie experience, I recommend go for the chef's menu that features a wide selection of shed plate. Next on the list is Ortega Fashat. This is obviously, you can try their famous ceviche over here. A bare-chested mermaid and a fish with bicep look down on you as you enter this converted villa on Marjorie Bank Street in Wellington, which offers a taste of the fishy fun that await for you inside the capital's top seafood restaurant. Fish is naturally the focus with their menu, changing daily to reflect the latest catch of the day. But some firm favourites inside the ceviche and the teeny-weeny creamy French toast sandwich, the non-fish options are also equally excellent. Try their steak and fries, can't go wrong with that if you're a big steak lover. Salty Pigeon. Salty Pigeon makes a strong play for the title of Wellington's coziest restaurant around. Just up the hill from the CBD district in the suburb of Wellington of Brooklyn, especially as a neighbourhood bistro, you'll wish was your local all the time. Salty Pigeon serves up food of a quality you'd be back from a swanky inner city venue when you go in, but in a welcoming, complete unpretentious environment that you're in also. May change up within the seasons depending on when you go, like most restaurants and cafes and everything else, wherever you go in New Zealand. But while that is saying, the one that's constant is their delicious pies or Turkish pizzas that they deliver to your table. The wine list is exceptional too, depending on if you're a wine connoisseur. On a cold night when the fire's roaring on a winter's day, obviously if you choose to go on a winter season month of New Zealand, there's no cozier place to be but here. Last on the list is TJ Katsu. If you've seen the very first video of where FireTheLier and I been and stuff, I did put up TJ Katsu. It's a popular Japanese restaurant in Wellington. When it comes to finding a restaurant that offers mouth-watering sushi in Wellington, TJ Katsu topped the list of the part of the recommendation. At this very moment, their restaurants are located in 3 different locations in Wellington, and there are also, in total from memory, 5 restaurants around Wellington as well as outskirts of Wellington from my research and so on and so forth. Every day they serve more than up to 1,000 Wellington locals per day. This graceful and unique restaurant was established in the year 2011 with a simple aim to offer authentic sushi and other Japanese culinary to the food lovers alike, be it of your palate. The award-winning chefs at TJ Katsu strive hard to offer you the tastiest Japanese delicacies in your budget, however. They are using the top quality ingredients to make the food tastier than what you expect. The exotic taste and the satisfying portions that are made in their restaurant are the popular ones that you may have seen in my video, but I'll put it up in the icon in the description of the day out or 2 or however long it was that FireTheLier and I decided to stay in Wellington. It'll be in there. If you want to satisfy or saturate your hunger and cater to the taste buds of yours with some mouth-watering and delightful Japanese delicacies, come and join them today, or count on them today, that this is the best restaurant as a recommendation by me, Aspie. So this quickly ends the very first part of the top 10 list or what have you. Hopefully you like this, smash like that. Comment below if you have been in Wellington or anywhere in New Zealand for that matter in certain cafes and restaurants, and if I've missed any and you may want to make a discussion, feel free to do so by leaving it in the comment section. And in saying this, hopefully, like I said, in this mini-series you're enjoying these. Also let me know, so to speak, because as I said, I'm not sure if FireTheLier and I will be doing more travelling this year, but time permitting we'll see what we can do, sort of thing, because I know some of you may be enjoying FireTheLier and I travelling and venturing around New Zealand as much as we can, see what New Zealand has to offer, because obviously New Zealand is just homegrown for a lot of things, as you can see from my past and present videos. So don't forget to just subscribe when you can, basically, if you're really wanting more information about about me. I'm hoping to, you know, let you know what's going on after these series are finished. So thanks for your support, thanks for watching, guys. Do what you love what you're doing. Till next time, I'll see you again soon. And don't forget, as I'm leaving, there'll be 2 videos up there. One will be the most popular one, and 2 will be hopefully the playlist of all the travels that FireTheLier and even myself has done on my own, so that you can just browse through to see if there's any that tickles your fancy.